Close your eyes and imagine this, a great battlefield in heaven. Thunder shakes the skies, angels fall like burning stars. At the center of it all is one figure who refuses to bow or give up. This is the world John Milton created in his epic poem Paradise Lost. It is a very long poem written in blank verse that tells an amazing story about rebellion, pride, and choices. It is full of grand scenes, brave characters, and deep lessons about life, mind, and morality. Paradise Lost was written by John Milton in the 17th century. It is one of the most important works of English literature. Even though it is a poem, it tells a story just like a novel. Milton wrote it in a blank verse, which means it doesn't rhyme, but it has rhythm and flow. The poem explores the story of the first humans, angels, and the battle between good and evil. It shows us the consequences of pride, ambition, and choices, both for celestial beings and for humans. The Great Rebellion. At the beginning of the poem, we see the aftermath of a war in heaven. Satan and his followers have rebelled against God. They wanted power and independence, but they were defeated. Even in defeat, they refuse to submit. They are cast into hell, but their pride remains. Milton shows us that pride can be both powerful and dangerous. It can give courage, but it can also lead to destruction. Satan's story is a warning about the dangers of pride and stubbornness. Understanding Satan's mind. In the poem, Satan reflects on his situation. He knows he has lost the war, but he refuses to feel completely defeated. He says, in essence, that the mind is powerful, that even in hell, one can find a sense of control and freedom. This is a very important idea. The mind shapes reality. What we believe and think can change how we feel and how we experience the world. A strong and disciplined mind can find hope even in the darkest situations. A mind full of anger or pride, however, can turn blessings into sufferings. Human lessons. Paradise Lost is not only about angels, it teaches us about human life. Just like Satan, humans face choices every day. We can choose humility or pride, patience or anger, love or selfishness. Milton reminds us that our thoughts, decisions, and actions create the world we live in. Even small decisions can have great consequences. By observing Satan's story, we learn the importance of self-awareness and careful thinking. The battle between good and evil. The poem shows us that the struggle between good and evil is not only outside but also inside us. Satan represents pride, ambition, and rebellion, while God represents order, wisdom, and peace. Humans are caught between these forces, just like the angels. Milton wants us to understand that temptation and desire are real, but so is the choice to act wisely. Every action has a consequence. Every choice shapes our future. Heaven, hell, and the mind. Milton's idea of heaven and hell is also very interesting. They are not just places far away, they are states of mind. Heaven can be peace and happiness, but only if the mind is ready to accept it. Hell can be suffering and pain, but pride or anger can make it feel like a personal kingdom. This teaches us that our thoughts and attitudes matter more than the circumstances themselves. We can feel peace even in difficult situations if our minds are disciplined and wise. Milton's language is grand and powerful. He uses vivid images, strong descriptions, and imaginative scenes. Even though the words are sometimes difficult, they create a deep emotional impact. By reading or listening carefully, we can feel the weight of the battles, the pride, and the suffering of the characters. Milton wants us to not only follow the story but also to think about life, morality, and the human mind. So, children, when you read Paradise Lost, you can think about your own mind and choices. Ask yourself, how do I respond to challenges? Do I let pride or anger control me, or do I try to act wisely and kindly? Even though the poem talks about angels and heaven, the lesson applies to everyday life. Every choice we make shapes who we are and the world we live in. So, the next time you face a challenge, remember Milton's words. The mind is powerful. Guard your thoughts and let them guide you to strength, peace, and wisdom. Learn from pride, ambition, and mistakes and choose humility, patience, and kindness. If you enjoy exploring these lessons and stories from classic literature, like, share, and subscribe for more videos that dive deep into the timeless wisdom of great writers.